Hi, I'm John McGurk from McGurk Performance Cars, and today we're here to talk about this rather beautiful GT8. The GT8 came about after the GT12. The GT8 is based on the Aston Martin Vantage GT8 car from 2016 and is a limited car in terms of limited number of cars, but it was 150 cars made. It should be pointed out that there are special edition cars and then there's this. Because of late there's been lots of manufacturers that are continually churning out special edition cars that, in my opinion, aren't what I would want as a special edition car, but actually a very well-spec'd car with a lot of thought gone into it. There's so much more to the GT8s than the normal special edition cars, if that makes sense. And being a tribute to a GT car means that in terms of what this is, it's all about aerodynamics, it's all about horsepower, and it's about weight, which are the three key things that make it so different from everything else. And it makes it a proper collector's car. This car has got approximately 446 horsepower. It's one of the last, people are talking about the last true Aston Martins before we're into Mercedes AMG engines and various other bits and pieces. The following that these late Vantages have is quite notable. And we're starting to see already in the marketplace where they're starting to sit in terms of value of old Aston Martin V8, V12 engines versus Mercedes era of cars. And already that's starting to become quite clear that there is a very big demand and sought after, and the older cars are well thought of. The car is that bit lighter, so I think that even if you went and got a car and ticked all the boxes for options, you'll still find it's about 100 kilos lighter than a standard car. And the difference in how it makes it sharper to drive, the handling, the turning, of course it's on Michelin Pilot Sport tyres as well, that makes a big difference too. There's a lot of thought that's gone into it in the way it feels, but a lot of people that we talk to look at it and think, oh, it's going to be too stiff, it's a track car, it's not a road car, it's not this. I think that if you want to buy a track car, there'd be other cars that you'd want to go and buy other than this, which are a lot less money and you'd get great fun and great kick out of it. I think that this car does both. So yes, it's great fun on the track, of course it is. Yes, there are sharper cars than this if you want to be a track day fiend, but I think that from a touring point of view and from a track point of view and from a general fun point of view, that ticks all of those boxes, and it's a great all-rounder in that respect, and that's really where the car sits for me. What is it like to drive? I think they're thrilling and they're exciting, but on the basis it's a nice day and it's not raining, let's take it out. Well, I'm kind of giggling, but I'm concentrating at the same time. But these cars are built, and it's all about the fun. The way they feel, the way they look, the noise that it makes, absolutely brilliant. It's a wow factor car. The reaction you get from other people when they see it and when they hear it, and that noise is just absolutely phenomenal. It's really responsive. The gear change is nice and light, the throw's not too long. The seats are always a topic of conversation because you always get worried about how comfortable they are on long journeys. And I actually find them really comfortable. I find them more comfortable than the standard seat, but that's just me. Because they are a fixed seat, so you can adjust the base up and down and forwards and backwards, but the actual back part of the seat is fixed. I love the interior of the car. I love the suede on the dash. I like these carbon fibre door panels, and the whole thing just feels nice. And with this particular car, the fact that it's got a light interior, and it's nice to have that two-tone. but it just feels really light, really flicky, if you understand what I mean by that, flicky in the corners. It's just digs, it turns in, and the suspension's not too stiff. And this is really important for a road car, because for me, road cars need to be that and not racing cars. And so the difference between cars that are too stiff for the road, well, they're just not that great to drive on the road. You've got to have something that's a bit softer so that it's a bit more responsive. And of course, you're going to drive the car in all weathers, and there's no point having a car that's really, really stiff when you're driving it in the wet, because it's not what you want. I find that they just do everything that they need to do and make a great noise. There's always car clubs, right? But for one model made by a manufacturer to be so popular that there's a club just for that one model of car, rather than there being a Vantage club or a DB9 club, but there's a GT8 club, and I have to say that it's a really great thing, because in the owners of the cars, they all know each other, they all go off and do trips together, and it's a fun thing, and it's worth a mention. It's a club you can only join if you've got a car, and I wouldn't normally go on about clubs, but it's just something that's a really different thing, and it's a nice thing, I think. One of the things that's so attractive about GT8s is the colour scheme options, and the halo scheme essentially is the most popular of choices, and everything's personal. There's never any right or wrong with it, but to have these two-tone colours really make the thing stand out. So you've got the wow factor from people looking at the car, as well as you can choose something that nobody else has got, and that's a huge plus side, I think, to the cars, and that's really what makes them special. And of course, with Aston Martin, you can personalise everything, so they're all different, and that's what makes them that's what makes it really nice. Okay, so the GT8 market at the moment is actually stronger than I was thinking about the other day, because these cars get used to drive into Europe quite a lot, they get to go on tours quite a lot, and none of that's happened last year. So with that and the combination of showrooms are closed, X, Y and Z, it's been difficult for lots of things last year. But the year prior to that, we sold 6 in 1 year, which is, that's pretty good. They're all manual cars as well. So we know where the market is, we're quite comfortable with where the market is, and that's really encouraging, because they are really sought after, they are lots of fun, and in terms of future values, because they're expensive, and this is £149,000, and if anybody's spending £149,000, you want to know and think, what's it going to be worth in a year or 2 years? Well, all I can say is that over the last 2 years, going backwards, the prices have just leveled, they're there. So that's really comforting for me, as well as for people that own the cars, and just encouraging really for future values, I think.